Good morning and welcome to Sports in Short Tailgate Edition right here on 92.9 KVRE and streaming online at kvre.com. I'm Mark Oliver, joined by Tracy Simpson across the table from me. Tracy, is this the best time of year for sports? You've got college football, you've got NFL going, Major League Baseball is in crunch time headed for the postseason. Really feels like we're in the golden days of the calendar year, right? Am I right?
Okay, yeah. And then you got the biggest golf tournament in the world that just happened. You've got the U.S. Open in tennis. Yeah, this is a lot of happenings going on, but when you know me, football, you had me at football, Mark.
And I didn't even mention high school football, which is alive and well here in Central Arkansas. We've got a lot to talk about on this week's show, and we're going to dive right in. We begin this Saturday morning with college football, where the biggest story in Arkansas this week was not the Razorbacks' 70-0 drumming of UAPB, but rather a controversial one, the ending of the ASU-UCA football game. After Arkansas State blew a 27-10 fourth quarter lead, the Red Wolves quarterback Jalen Rayner finds Corey Rucker Jr. in the back corner of the end zone with 3 seconds left to take care of UCA 34-31 in a thriller Saturday night at Centennial Bank Stadium. Or did they? Originally deemed an incomplete pass, the play goes to the booth. It is overturned, which results in the Red Wolves getting the touchdown and subsequently the win. In the postgame presser, even Rucker Jr. said he didn't think it was a catch, and when it went to the review, he thought that they were going to review whether he had possession or not. This week, the Sun Belt Conference, who collaborates with the SEC to make these replay rulings, came out and said that the call should not have been overturned and should not have been a touchdown. But as it is, it goes down as a touchdown and as a win for the Red Wolves. Tracy, we talked about this a lot leading into the show this week. What are your thoughts on this play and this ruling?
Mark, a couple of different things. Obviously, this isn't the first time we've seen this happen, not only in the college ranks, but also in the professional ranks. And once again, why do they even come back out and say that they, messed the call up? I mean, I don't understand that. They're not going to do anything about it. They never have in any of them. So why not just let it just sleep on it? The best thing about it is of course replay, but replay only works if you're going to do something about it. So why even have any replays at all? I don't understand it one bit. But one thing that we're all missing here, too, is it probably saved Butch's job. That is what it probably did. Also, if you want to look in the big picture right now.
Sure. And let's talk about that. Both of these squads are projected to have significantly better seasons than a year ago, especially UCA. In their conference, they've really struggled with the postseason. They're one of the favorites to go deep
this year
in their conference. So this was a really big game for UCA, but it was a must-win game for Arkansas State. And yes, on paper, they still have that win, even though the replay officials say, hey, it shouldn't have been. But if you're in Red Wolf country, I think there may be a slight sense of panic here. Yes, you're playing against a better UCA team. Don't get me wrong. UCA was absolutely in that game, should have won that game. But for Arkansas State, maybe there's a little bit of panic there because, a nail biter all the way down to the final play against an in-state rival like that, I think it asks more questions than it answers about your program. Week one. We're talking about week one.
So,
and Tracy, you mentioned why come out and make a statement. There has to be some level of accountability for the officiating crew, even if nothing will be done about it because, it should not have been a touchdown. We'll go back and fix it. Well, we can't. Well, then why?
It's done.
Why is it even a point?
Exactly.
This game, this play, this moment, this review puts all of college football on watch, especially for the officiating crew specifically. It puts everybody on the radar saying, hey, one of the biggest blunders potentially of the season just happened in week one. It could affect a lot of things. You better get it together.
Right. Well, and Mark, though, here's the deal. Okay, we're going to get it together and whatever, but it also proves another point, too, that doesn't matter if you make a bad call. I mean, I've got the one-eyed monster watching, and it's going to prove me wrong. But ain't nothing going to happen from it. Now, even the officials. Let's go back to the Saints game when it cost them the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, that officiating crew, you know what it did to them? Nothing, zero. You know what happened? They didn't get fined. Why didn't they get fined? Players get fined. Why didn't they get fined? Why didn't these officials here lose a job or something like that? There's no rules after the fact is what I'm saying right now. Nothing,
right.
Nothing after the fact.
Yeah, there's no punishment. There's no real
Zero.
punishment. But let's talk about how this play even got overturned in the first place. Okay, so this happens in the back corner of the end zone with a receiver allegedly making, getting 1 foot, maybe 1 toe in with possession of the ball, goes down, very obviously loses possession of the ball once he hits the ground. Let's talk about this because when it comes to instant replay, there's a rule. Basically, if it's too close to call, you don't overturn it because you have to have significant evidence to overturn the call. Now, it's my understanding days after the fact that what everybody saw on the television broadcast, what everybody saw on the Jumbotron in the stadium was not the same angle that the replay officials saw when they were making that call. To me, that seems like a huge discrepancy there that not everyone is looking at the same footage when trying to determine what is ultimately a game-winning call. But you cannot convince me. I am not an official. I am not approved to be a replay official or make those kind of determining calls. Nevertheless, you cannot convince me that there was overwhelming evidence to overturn the call. Remember, it was an incomplete pass on the field. You cannot convince me there was enough. I don't care what angle you were looking at to say, yep, touchdown. I don't see it.
Well, and like you said, overwhelmingly. And how many, every time you've heard the officials, or better yet, announcers, you and I, we're in that, that part of that genre. How many times have you heard announcer? It's got to be over.
Oh, yeah.
How many times you heard that?
Oh, yeah.
So now they think about it. Just like you said, the camera angle after the fact that they're showing now is not the one I watched the other day because you could have, you saw him come down, then you saw him bobble the ball.
Yeah.
So
he definitely
what were they looking at?
As soon as he hit the ball, that ball absolutely pops out. There's no denial of that. You can make the argument about, did you secure it going down to the ground? Kind of looked like it, kind of had a bad angle on it. But these replays, they go to officials from other football conferences. Yeah. It's not within the same conference that these teams play in. Like we're talking about the Sun Belt and the SEC. Were the ones overseeing this ruling, and then they come out after the fact, saying, no, it shouldn't have been this way. Well, why didn't you make
Atlanta?
Why didn't you make the call during the game? Because it obviously went to you during the game.
He was 10 feet from it, Mark. How could he not miss? He was in perfect position. There's no way that and of course, here's two. It's almost like an official in baseball. How do you watch the foot and the glove at the same time?
Yeah, right.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's like Yogi Berra said at one time, I call him like I see him, or if I don't see him, I still call him. He said that about an umpire. And the thing about it is, how can you watch somebody catch the ball and then get his toe in also? You can't. You can't. A chameleon can.
It was a split-second play also. There was...
That quick.
Whew.
And then for them to send it in, of course, like you said, SEC looked at it also, but to overturn it in a matter of 90 seconds, or actually it went about 3 minutes when they went all the way back over there.
Yeah.
Because they thought they had lost. And they were already back over there. And all of a sudden you see them cheering. Nobody in the stands on the Jumbotron was cheering. Nobody was jumping up and down. When the official came back out is when they started jumping up and down. And you saw one of the coaches or whatever he was, one of the people that worked for Arkansas State, when he started jumping up and down because he was closest to them.
Yeah.
You didn't see Butch Jones. You didn't see them jumping.
That's right. Right.
And then the players started, and then it was a wave effect. I don't know, Mark. There's no fixing this. There's no Band-Aid big enough to cure this. It's going to happen again. You know that as well as I do. But like you said,
yes,
it's got them on. It's got them on. It's got them on. Wait, they're ready now. They know that they're being watched.
We hope,
Yeah, we will.
but this sets a really dangerous precedent in college football because everybody knows those rankings, top 25 rankings, are pretty important. I know a team out there right now that was ranked in the top 25 to start the season, and their season is effectively over with 2 losses.
It's done.
Florida State.
Florida State's done, man.
Boy,
I'm telling you.
2 really tough losses, upset losses in your seat. That's how just unforgiving even one loss could be for your team. Now, UCA still has a full season ahead where they're projected to do really good things, and one loss is not going to keep them from going to the postseason or winning their conference.
Correct.
But in the grand scheme of things, can that affect seeding down the road? With
No
that
doubt.
loss to
No
Arkansas
doubt.
State? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, when it comes to the playoffs, which they go to the playoffs now, that is definitely going to affect it. And, you know, and I'm going to skate back just a little bit. Florida State, Georgia Tech is no slouch. They're 21 in the league now or something like that. They made the top 25 finally. And then they're 2-0 all of a sudden. But then how good, I don't know, or should I say how bad is Florida State
to lose to Boston College. Well, you never
That's
know.
what I'm saying. I mean, there wasn't no Flutie there at the time, okay?
I'm sure there's some really rich people in the northeast corner of this country that made bank off of that. Absolutely.
Oh, Vegas killed it.
Are you kidding me?
Vegas killed it.
Tracy, let's switch gears because 2 other in-state football teams played as well, and one of them was a significant victor. No replay needed there. The Arkansas Razorbacks 70-0 over the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Hey, in Coach Bobby Petrino's return to Razorback Nation as the offensive coordinator, not too shabby, right? Feels pretty good. But now the Razorbacks face a tougher test against a talented Oklahoma State Cowboys squad that boasts one of the top lines in the country. Getting to their quarterback, Alan Bowman, will not be an easy task for the Hogs on Saturday. But Arkansas is no slouch either. Looks to be kind of a physical ball game. I'm expecting a real physical ball game. And I'm telling you, momentum coming into this game. We all had this game circled in Stillwater. How are the Razorbacks going to fare? Oklahoma State is ranked. Arkansas is not. But certainly a 70-0 drumming of anybody scoring on every possession. No punts, all those touchdowns. You have to think Arkansas has some wind in its sails coming into this game, right?
Well, you'd think so. And I watched the replay, Mark, a couple of times now already, the highlight reel also. And I thought, well, you know, it's the APB, which they put up a good fight. But, Mark, here's the bottom line. I saw 2s and 3s playing real good, okay? And when you're in the SEC and you're at that caliber, you're a Power 5, you've got to have the 2s and 3s at playing at that level. And that's what I saw. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say that they are a top 25 ranked team, Mark. But what I am saying is that I think they're going to put a bigger fight up than what I anticipated. It's in Stillwater, and when you talk about the rankings right now, I'm going to throw those out the window. Last year, the top 10 were not in the top 10 when it was all, you know, settled and done. There was only 3 teams left in the top 10 that were initially in the top 10. So number AP, who are those guys anyway? But what I do know is that I saw some kids that got out there and played well, and I saw a coach that had some fire in him, and that's Petrino, and he put the pedal to the metal, and he didn't back off, and that just told me that he got a kid in from Boise, he got a kid in from Utah, and he's got another couple of NILs that are ready to roll, and I think this is going to be a different game come up Saturday, Mark. The only problem is 11 o'clock kickoff. Is that going to help us? Because maybe they won't get tailgating enough? I don't know, man.
No, Oklahoma State has been tailgating since yesterday, and we all know it. Much more to come on Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition this week. When we come back, we're going to stay on the gridiron. We've got some NFL news to bring to you and the full slate of schedule coming up for Sunday and Monday. Don't go anywhere. Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition continues in a moment on 92.9 KVRE. Welcome back to Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition on 92.9 KVRE and streaming online at kvre.com. He's Tracy Simpson. I'm Mark Oliver. Tracy, we got a taste of the NFL. It is back, baby. And on Sunday, a full slate of games. Monday Night Football right around the corner. And there are some really big matchups. I completed my first fantasy draft of the season last week as preseason came to an end. And I'm a little bit nervous, Tracy, I'm going to be honest. But my son Ben was able to get in on his first fantasy draft. And real happy to have Patrick Mahomes, he is. But as we get to the slate of Sunday games, we'll start with the early ones. 8 big contests there, and I'll read them off to you. Want you to let me know which games that you are thinking of as the big ones to watch on Sunday. So we start things. Pittsburgh is at Atlanta, Arizona at Buffalo, Tennessee at Chicago, New England at Cincinnati, Houston is at Indy, Jacksonville is at Miami, Carolina at New Orleans, Minnesota at the New York Giants.
Jumping up right away, I'm curious to see what Tennessee does, simply because they're running back.
Sure.
One of those deals, but I'm not sure if they've got what it takes. And another reason because of that is because you're Bears, and my brother Bruce, the Bears. And I'm curious to see what their new quarterback, I really am. We talked about this last Saturday, and I'm curious to see what he's going to do. I mean, I think that they've got the potential. They really do. They've got all the pieces in play, but how's it going to work as a whole? And the Titans, they've just been right there for years now. And it's one of those deals where I think that they could come back if they've got a certain running game going. But I'm curious about that. I want to see what the rookie does, and I want to see what the new running back for Tennessee. What is Josh going to do at Buffalo? What's he going? He's lost 20 pounds, right? And he's supposedly back. Is it finally somebody that's going to? Are they going to be competitive against Kansas City?
Well, let me tell you about this one here. So Buffalo's got Arizona. It's in Buffalo, and Buffalo is a 6.5 point favorite over the Cardinals here. And I think that this is the biggest potential upset to that in this early slate of games. The Kyler Murray is back. They've got Marvin Harrison Jr., the very highly touted rookie wide receiver who is expected to come in and do really great things. One of the top wide receivers in this draft class is going to be out there making waves. Buffalo is they're going to look a little bit different than what you've seen in years past. Josh Allen, not quite 100%, and they want to incorporate more of a rushing game into their offense behind James Cook. We'll see how that works for the Bills in this one, but if you're looking for an upset anywhere, this is my pick for the upset because I have Arizona in this one at Buffalo. I think this is your biggest one that will flip the script out of this early slate of games. And then go back to the Chicago matchup, games being played at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Bears are a 4-point favorite. The Caleb Williams era is beginning. And the Bears got DeAndre Swift in the offseason to help bolster the running game. Rome Odunze as the wide receiver, the chemistry that he has with Williams. I really like Chicago in this one. I know I'm a Bears fan, so maybe my opinion doesn't have that much weight to it, but I've got Chicago in a big win over Tennessee in the opener.
Can Arizona? I mean, who's their running back now? They didn't sign the big one. They re-signed their one rookie, but they didn't sign it. What are they going to do about running against Buffalo? They can't throw I mean, I know Junior, everything, Dad, Hall of Fame, everything, all the accolades, but one guy's not going to beat Buffalo. This is
a game to me that I don't know that the running game is really going to matter that much because whenever a team goes up, whether it's Murray and the Cardinals or whether it's Allen and the Bills, they're going to try to play catch up and keep up through the air. I don't see anybody getting a substantial lead and then just grinding out the running game through the trenches. Their bread and butter for each of these teams comes through the air raid. I would be very surprised to see a run dominant game there.
Okay, I'm going to throw you this one. Dallas and Cleveland. Can the Cowboys can they go to the dog pound?
Well, I'll tell you this much. To me, on paper, Cleveland has a quarterback situation because they can't figure out what quarterback they want. They got 4 on their starting roster coming into week 1. Dallas has a lot of questions that need to be answered. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of pressure around this organization right now. CeeDee Lamb got the big contract. Dak has not. Tracy, just letting you know, last week you said it was a done deal. Where is it?
We got one more day.
Here's the deal.
We got 24 hours.
Here's the deal. Dallas, I feel a lot more comfortable with their running game. They've got 3 different options out there. It's not all going to be on the shoulders of Ezekiel Elliott out there. He's got Dalvin Cook to help. He's got Rico out there to help. But this is, I don't want to say a coming out party for Dak Prescott, but this is a man that's going to enter this season with a major chip on his shoulder. I think back to Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. Whenever he was in the same boat, give me the deal. Give me the deal. They did not. So what did Lamar Jackson go and do? He went out and had an MVP caliber season. And now, whenever it was time for him to get his money, he got more money than he was even asking for in the first place.
They bid him. They turn around and bid him.
That's where Dak is going to be in this one. If I'm Dak Prescott and I feel like I've been slighted by the upper management and those guys in the front office, I'm going to go out and have the best season of my career, and I'm going to get even more bank. And that's how you make the organization pay. That's how you stay loyal to the ones signing your paychecks, but also make them pay. Oh, yeah. And I'm expecting a huge blowout victory for Dallas as a statement game for Dak.
Hey, I was looking at that time. You know, Cleveland's favored right now, 2.5 and 41 points.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I'm looking at 41 and just smiling. I'm going way over. Even first game jitters, whatever, because you recall it took a little bit of time for Dallas to warm up last year. But Cleveland, what the heck have they got? I mean, their running back is back.
Yes.
Okay? But like you said, very unorganized as far as who's going to be under center. Their defense is horrible. So I don't know, man.
I almost wonder if Vegas puts those kind of weird odds on a matchup like that to kind of throw bettors off or gamblers off. I'm not a sports bettor.
I'm not either, but I guarantee we've got somebody we'll contact next time.
Yeah,
next one.
Yeah, get some extra input on that.
We're going to see. We're going to call him in. He's got a podcast on that. We're going to call.
Well, here's another one. Here's another one for me that I think is a major upset potential as well. So you've got Denver at Seattle to start things off. Mm-hmm. Seattle is a 6-point favorite in this game. And maybe it's just my love for Bo Nix coming out for the Denver Broncos, but they were very good in the preseason. They went undefeated in the preseason. I know there's people out there screaming at me right now, Mark, that means nothing.
Yeah.
But I really like what Bo. I feel like Bo is the best fit for this organization, and I think that this is a really good opportunity to prove that against Seattle in division in the West, AFC versus NFC. But I think that this could be a real good statement game, a big upset potential here, where I think the Broncos start their season 1-0 because of it.
Does Nick remind you of a little Elway-ish?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yes, absolutely.
He's just big guy.
And I think that may be part of the reason why Denver ended up drafting him.
Because I'm going to tell you what, he showed up, and once again, we know about the preseason, okay? You don't have to text us on it. But what I'm saying right now is they show that they've got some players, ones that aren't getting the big bank right now.
Exactly.
And wanting to prove themselves. And Nick's, of course, being the rookie, they're not going to pay him nothing as it is.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Preseason, you can call it whatever it is, but what it did do in Denver is that it proved that Bo Nix was the right guy for the job. There were 3 quarterbacks vying for that starting role. Mm-hmm. Bo won that starting role for what he did, and it's how he did it. Able to march Denver down the field. We're talking about the Denver Broncos. We're not talking about the Peyton Manning Denver Broncos. We're not talking about the Elway Denver Broncos. Denver hasn't been relevant for a few years, let's be honest. So he was able to march down the field, and I don't care if it's against anybody's B team, C team, A team. It don't matter. He was able to get out as a rookie and get down there and look like he was in midseason, late season form, fluently moving down the field. I like Bo. I'm a big Bo fan right now.
I am too. I know they can't do any worse than Wilson in the bunch, so what it is. But anyway.
Hey, let's talk about that matchup. Let's go back a little bit. It's Pittsburgh and Atlanta. You got Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins coming back from the Achilles injury. This is like the senior showcase, Tracy.
That's what it is.
All eyes are going to be in Atlanta, where the Falcons are a 3.5-point favorite over the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one kind of feels like a coin flip to me. Now, of course, Atlanta got a really big running back out of the draft and hoping to do major things. And listen, when Kirk Cousins is healthy, he's actually pretty good.
No, he's real good. His days at Minnesota, I don't know why they were. I didn't figure that one out ever. I really haven't. I mean, he was just that good. But
he just had to get out of Washington.
I guess. But I don't know what the situation was, man. He's a good
But
quarterback.
he turned into an elite quarterback in a Vikings uniform, and now he's going to try to do the same over in Atlanta. But Pittsburgh and Atlanta should be a very fun one to watch in those early slates as well.
I like Atlanta.
Yeah, I think I do
going
too
Atlanta.
in this one. There's a lot of questions about Pittsburgh. I'm good friends with a lot of very big Steelers fans, and the defense is just not quite there. Not quite there. Hey, the Sunday night game, Los Angeles, the Rams at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are a 3.5-point favorite. Any leaning either way in that one?
Well, I'm telling you what, it has nothing to do with the teams. You know that as well as I do. It's all about the quarterbacks and the entourage and all how that PR worked, and that's all that storyline is all about. It has been from the very get-go. What in the heck were they doing? Well, obviously they learned, but now has the tide turned on L.A.? Has their quarterback run his course and getting too Hollywoodish is the word I'm going to use today, and now is the kid that they sent from Hollywood to Detroit to Motor City? Is he getting his revenge now?
What a weird concept. Listen, I have not. I'm a baseball guy, so I haven't been an NFL fan like my whole life and following it super long. But can you remember another time in recent memory where basically two teams just traded quarterbacks?
That had nothing to do with anything else. It was all a PR stunt.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
Well, look where Detroit is now. Of course,
Exactly.
hey, no, to be fair, though, look where Los Angeles was, because the Rams were in the Super Bowl not too long ago. They do get Cooper Kupp back healthy. They have a lot of the Rams are back and healthy this time around.
Their D-line is...
This is absolutely a season where L.A. Definitely exceeds expectations, I think. I think that's fair to say.
They've got to get over not just Detroit. They've got to figure out something about San Francisco, just like a lot of folks have, too.
Last but not least, you mentioned San Francisco. Let's talk Monday Night Football. The New York Jets. They're back, baby. Aaron Rodgers back under center for the Mean Green. They take on San Fran in San Fran. Jets 49ers, who you got?
San Francisco, they're going to sack Rodgers about 10 times. I'm telling you. Hey, nothing. I mean, it has nothing to do with his injury or whatever, but they're healthy. They had the number one defense for a reason. It's just that simple. He cannot maneuver the way he used to. He can't scramble the way he used to. And I know he's going back home more or less. That's, his old stomping grounds. But, he was a cowboy. No pun intended. California. Anyway, but San Francisco, I just see them going back to the Super Bowl maybe this year. All parts of the pieces are back. They're healthy. I just think San Francisco, and they're favored. But and this on Monday night, which Rodgers usually shines.
Yeah, right.
If you look at his record, go back to the old days and look at his records, his Monday Night Football is unbelievable. But throw that out the window. He's not a cheesehead anymore.
I kind of think this is going to be a running game with Breece Hall versus Christian McCaffrey, and then supplemented by the passing game.
Well,
which may not be what fans probably want to see in this one. They want to see air raid, Brock Purdy versus Aaron Rodgers, but something tells me that the running game is going to be the one that the stronger runner is going to come out on top in this one.
And answer me this.
It's got to be
Mark.
McCaffrey, by the way.
Well, that's okay. McCaffrey. Why did he not get looked at last year's MVP? Look at the numbers the guy has.
I know.
He not only runs, he passes it. He serves the beer at halftime.
He does.
What is?
It's probably one of the biggest snubs.
That was unbelievable. His numbers last year.
Only give it to one guy.
You run for over 2,000. You catch for over 1,000. What else you want him to do?
I know, right?
Doesn't make sense.
And he's not even like a 22-year-old boy anymore. He's been in this game for a while.
He's been a while.
And he is somehow
Panthers' biggest mistake Panthers ever did.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest mistake.
Absolutely. We have much more to come on our show this week. We're going to take things to the diamond when we come back. Some Major League Baseball discussion coming up next. This is Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition on 92.9 KVRE. And we're back. Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition on 92.9 KVRE. He's Tracy Simpson. I'm Mark Oliver. And for the third quarter of this week's show, we've got to take a look at the Diamond, Major League Baseball. It is now officially September. And Tracy, what a difference a week makes.
Ooh,
remember last week when we were talking about the high and mighty Kansas City Royals? I don't know. I'm not superstitious, but I might be a little stitious. Kansas City lost 7 straight games since we talked about them and are now third in the AL Central behind Cleveland and now the Minnesota Twins. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, you jinxed them, Mark, or we did together, I guess. I don't know. We knew Cleveland was going to stay up there. Guardians are one thing, but let me tell you something. We just had, Kansas City was on a roll, and like you said, 7 games, boom, and they are getting not only beat, they're getting chunked. And something happened all of a sudden. Their batting percentage, God, it went down unbelievable. They can't get anybody on base, and then their pitching has just been, horrendous.
Outside of the White Sox, it's the longest losing streak in baseball currently. But
don't go there, Mark.
It's not complete doom and gloom. Listen, I've already accepted it and I've moved on. Okay. At this point, the White Sox, they have 109 losses at the time of this recording. I don't know. Everybody keeps asking me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, a real White Sox fan in the wild. Wow, what's it like?" I'm like, "It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible." And people keep asking me. They're like, "Well, at this point, shouldn't they just go for the record of worst season ever?" No, they should. No,
that's not what you want to have to go down in history.
Because my wife asked me the other night, she says, "What if they get the record for the worst team ever in the MLB? What if Jerry Reinsdorf actually sells the team?" And I'm like, okay, fine. What if they sell the White Sox? What if the White Sox aren't in Chicago anymore? What if they're not even the White Sox anymore?
Are they going to move in the middle of the night?
I don't know. What if they become the Nashville whatever or the Portland whatever? Is that still your team? And that's a discussion I'm not ready to have internally. So everybody, please stop asking me that.
You're telling me they're going to Baltimore you? And speaking of Baltimore, I want to thank the White Sox for putting Baltimore on top. Because the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. No big deal. One error, 3-run score. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's not bad. I'm just telling you about. Yes, my Orioles are back in the lead. Now, how long? I don't know, because the Yankees, don't count them out yet. Judge has a bad night. So, they have a bad night. Boom.
Hey, and to be fair, the Kansas City Royals are still technically, if the season ends today as of recording, they are in that third wild card spot. So they haven't slid completely out of things. But I got to say, Boston, Detroit, and Seattle are kind of hanging around there on the outside looking in. And then, of course, in the National League, the Dodgers trying to find a way to pad their way through the NL West. 5.5 games up over the Padres, 6 over the Diamondbacks. And every other division kind of looks like it's really all there to be locked up. But, one thing that I do have to say, though, Tracy, I'm not a very superstitious person, but if talking about how good a team is doing makes them have a 7-game losing streak, look at the Houston Astros.
Oh.
Check them out in the West, 6.5 games up. Oh, my gosh. It's their year to win it all.
Your favorite team. It's bad luck to be superstitious, by the way, Mark.
There's a lot of superstition in baseball. Hey, let's switch gears a little bit.
Yes, please.
Hey, National Park College Nighthawk Athletics doing some really great things right now. Everything's in full swing, soccer, and then fall ball beginning for baseball and softball. The soccer programs took on St. Charles Community College at Hot Springs World Class High School earlier this week. Hey, and the Nighthawk women had a really strong outing against the number 9 team in the nation, the Cougars, the team that ended their season last year in the district championship match. This thing was tied 1-1 at halftime, and which is really remarkable for NPC because they're dealing with low numbers on the roster, but more importantly than that, they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. NPC played the entire match with just 10 young ladies, no subs. You play 11 in soccer, right? No subs.
No change
at all. And this was 1-1. 2/3 of the way through the second half, St. Charles finally was able to get into the back of the goal and go ahead for good. They ended up winning 4-1. But NPC, a very strong outing against one of the top teams in the nation. I made sure to go tell those young ladies after the match, hey, keep your heads up, because that was an epic performance, and they almost took down one of the top dogs in the country. So I think
shorthanded.
Yeah, it would have made national news. Absolutely.
Man, I'm telling you what, when it comes to that, though, that skill is involved with heart, Mark.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of fire lit under this team right now.
Now, from here on out, here's the situation, though. Are they capable of getting more players?
At this point in the season, no. So that it's already begun. The school year's already started.
Yeah, so there's no transfer.
Rosters are pretty much locked down at this point. So it's what you have is what you have. But the good news for Nighthawk Nation is that on the women's side of things, those 2 injured players are projected to be back with the team as early as this weekend. So we're really excited for that. Of course, the women are back in action this Sunday, September 8th against Itawamba. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff at Hot Springs World Class High School, and the match will be live streamed by yours truly at np.edu/live. Hey, I had a chance to see some Nighthawk baseball this past week. Fall ball, the home debut for National Park College, and these games don't count. They're just exhibition games. I kind of wish they did count because, Tracy, here's your 2 scores against North Arkansas College. Nighthawks win game 1 21-3 and game 2 21-1. They score 42 runs over 2 games, and they looked really good doing it. Pitching was there, hitting was there, complete picture. This team had an offensive showcase, and I will give credit, standing room only crowd. For fall exhibition baseball, it was an incredible atmosphere, and I think it shows very good things coming for Rich Thompson's Nighthawks next season.
Mark, I'm not going to put you on the spot yet, but next week I want to hear some featured players, because there's some new faces out there.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and you're going to have to get familiarized with them. Well, I know that.
We had a lot of subs, a lot of substitutions, a lot of new faces. One of the freshman faces coming in that's going to be a big deal this year is Lake Hamilton's Brent Davis. He was a superstar pitcher for the Wolves last year. You remember the Wolves had an extremely deep run in the postseason. Brent Davis is now a National Park College Nighthawk. He looked great. And then a lot of the freshman talent from last year, many returners for this squad, all doing great things. Wesley Campbell is a sophomore from Fountain Lake fame, joining the club this year. There's a couple from Lakeside. Adrian Aguirre is one that stands out to me. There's a lot of talent from around Garland County that didn't have to go too far to continue their college career, and you're going to see them do big things. Baseball is back at home on Tuesday, September 10th. You can see them against the University of Arkansas Rich Mountain. 1 o'clock start for the doubleheader. Those games will be live streamed as well at np.edu/live. So there's a lot going on right now. Of course, Nighthawk softball will be at Kimmery Park on Sunday. That's this weekend. They've got a triple header at Kimmery Park. Coach Autumn Wyatt's squad faces the Arkansas Dingers at 10 a.m., the Arkansas Thunder 07 at 2 p.m., and Arkansas Platinum at 4 o'clock. 3 games at Kimmery Park on Sunday for the Nighthawk softball team.
Weather's supposed to be great. Good time to get out and watch some of that, huh?
Absolutely. We're really excited. There's a lot going on at NPC these days, and, well, I'm a really busy guy, to say the least. We've got much more to come on the program when we come back. No, we did not forget. High school football is next, right here on Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition on 92.9 KVRE.
Fourth quarter coming up.
Welcome back to Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition on 92.9 KVRE. He's Tracy Simpson. I'm Mark Oliver. Tracy, high school football is back. One of the biggest rivalries in the state renewed last season, Lake Hamilton and Lakeside. And hey, the Lakeside Rams got the better of the Wolves last year. Guess what? It was no fluke. They take down Lake Hamilton this season as well. 34-29 in an absolute nail biter, an instant classic. This is a really fun rivalry that I'm so glad is back.
You know, and Coach Rock, we thought maybe a fluke. A lot of folks did with him running deep into the postseason his first year at the helm over at Lakeside. But no, guys, I got news for you. This wasn't no fluke. The guy knows I'm just telling you, he knows football. He knows X's and O's. And it doesn't hurt that he's got a couple of D1 kids over there, along with several others that have moved up. He's got some sophomores too that were that wide receiver. But let's just say, don't count out Lake Hamilton either. Tommy knows he knows how to coach also. But it was a great game. Time just ran out on Lake Hamilton. And fourth quarter, we've watched Tommy for how many years?
That's right.
That's their strong issue. they just ran out of time, and that was the essence right there.
Yeah, Coach Tommy Gilleran's Wolves were down by double digits midway through the fourth quarter, able to get a touchdown on the board, put it within 5 points, and unfortunately, time just ran out on the Wolves. But despite that, I really think that it says more about the state of the Lakeside program than it does about the Lake Hamilton program. I think the Wolves are absolutely going to bounce back this year after all the injuries that they had last year, and I think Lakeside is going to kind of continue some of that momentum that they really built on. You talk about those 7-on-7s that they had during the summer, winning back-to-back team camps. They've got a really tough matchup on their hands this week.
You think?
Yeah, they've got a really tough matchup on their hands this week.
Who's that, Coach?
Lakeside's going to be taking on Kevin Kelly's Sheridan Yellow Jackets, so this one's going to be a little bit tough. But hey, if you get that win, though, I mean, you've got to propel. I think you've got to propel Lakeside to either the number 1 or the 2 spot in Class 5A. I think you have to. I know Parkview is going to be there in the mix, but Lakeside making a lot of big noise here. And then on the other side of the coin, Lake Hamilton's got Little Rock Southwest. That's going to be a big bounce back opportunity there for Lake Hamilton in this one. And we've got a bunch of other really great storylines. Some teams getting off the ground for their first game of the season, not playing in week 0. Going to run through some of the matchups with you. Let me know any that stand out to you. First, we'll talk about Glen Rose and Malvern. We talked to both of these coaches in the preseason in our football preview show. They both have this game circled, the Beavers and the Leopards. This one is in Glen Rose, I believe.
Well, they're going to have to do something after what Bauxite did to them, Mark, obviously. And then what Malvern did also week 1. Glen Rose, as you well know, we talked about this earlier. They graduated 19 seniors.
That's right.
Stevens, a rebuilding year for him. We hope the best for the Beavers, but it looks like 0-2 game going into it. But, hey, that's why you play these non-conference games
against tough competition.
Against better rival. Yeah, and what they say it's a rivalry. It's not really. Malvern's got the better lead on this, but it's going to be tough. But they've got to show something more than 5 different turnovers, nothing on the ground, in which Mark, they depend on the running game. Stevens got to get something going on over there because Bauxite's not a fluke, neither is Malvern.
And Glen Rose is not afraid either. Find me one other Class 3A team. I'll wait. Find me any 3A team in the state that is going 7-4A, 7-4A to open the season. Nobody but Glen Rose. So hopefully the Beavers are able to put it back together. A lot of youth and a lot of inexperience on that squad, but they absolutely will be battle tested come conference play. Let's talk Magnet Cove and Fordyce here. Magnet Cove got a really big win. In week 0 against Gurdon, and now they're going to take on Fordyce, one of the best teams in their division.
Well, both teams coming up, former 2As now coming up to the 3A level and seeing what they can do. Redbugs, we talked about it. Yeah, they're the real deal. We know they took Prescott to everything they had last year. Of course, they're going to be a tough seeding there. Magnet Cove, a tough year, but have they got it going in the right direction? The honeymoon's over for their coach.
Yeah.
See what the Panthers can do.
Yeah, good luck to Coach Adams against the Fordyce Redbucks. Hey, Cutter Morning Star at Poen. This one should be fun.
Oh, my goodness. Pulling up a big. Indians have got it going on, I'm telling you right now. But, once again, it's Cutter Morning. A quarterback that can take them to the next level, and we know what coach is all about. And the only thing that I'm seeing the discrepancy here is it's not going to be on that Purdy turf of Cutter. It's going to go right over there. And you know what it's all about? In the grass over at Poen. The Indians bring out, and they're going to be hooping and hollering.
Hey, Poen getting a win over Mountain Pine 12-0. It was called at halftime due to lightning. So in my head, the jury is still kind of out on what Poen has because same thing. Remember Fountain Lake and Mountain Pine?
What's the deal with getting it called?
Same thing. Well, same thing. In non-conference play, they're not taking any chances whatsoever, and they don't want to be there all night for a game that doesn't matter, essentially, as far as the conference standing goes and playoff seeding. So kind of a sour taste in the mouth for the Red Devils. They travel to Dirks this week. Mountain Pine looking for their first win of the season. I think that they're going to take it to the Outlaws.
Yeah, I don't see Dirks. Now, look, they're going to put up a big fight, of course, but Dirks having some struggles through the years. And this is one that Mountain Pine really bounces back on. They've got some good quality kids over there. Coaching staff, he's just now figuring it out, as far as, but he's been there before. He knows what it's all about to be a Red Devil. There's nothing new to that. But going to Dirks, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Red Devils come out big.
Bismarck is at Mineral Springs. Mount Ida opens its season at home against Spring Hill. Here's a game I should have led this whole entire segment off. Hot Springs at Arkadelphia.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, West Memphis doesn't want anything to do with Hot Springs now, but I'm not sure about the Badgers coming off a rather, I don't know, disappointing preseason and stuff. And now that they're, this has been one that a lot of people have marked through the years now because they're playing non-conference a fourth year in a row. Badgers got to show something, obviously. They got the kids, they got their credentials. But, hey, I'm going to tell you what, Trojans look pretty salty against, and West Memphis has always got some good, good game to them. And I tell you what, that may be one that everybody needs to really pencil in. Is it going to be that big of a difference playing at Arkadelphia? I don't think so. It's just down a bus ride.
It's a tough place to play.
But
we know that very, very well.
That's what I was just going to say. It's tough.
I have PTSD every time I walk into that stadium.
It's tough. But
I say that in jest. Here's the deal. Hot Springs was very, very good at stopping the run against West Memphis. That's a key part of the game plan for Arkadelphia is its running game. And one of the big questions for the Trojans coming into this season, how you have to fill a big spot at quarterback. And I think Sean did very, very well at QB, got a couple of touchdowns. Did it through the air and on the ground as well. The Nighthawks play soccer at Hot Springs High School. I see Trojans football practice quite a bit during the week. I'm really impressed with Coach Daryl Burnett's squad, and I think that they're going to be right up there. It's tough that only one team can win this conference because it's got Parkview and Lakeside in it as well. But no doubt about it, all three of those teams are going to be making deep playoff runs this year.
No doubt about that, man. I'm telling you what. And, of course, one of our favorites around the area, 7-4A. It's tough, and we know a team that's right back in the middle of it, Mark.
That's right. Fountain Lake and Center Point going to battle. That one's going to be at Allen Tillery Field in Cobra Country on Friday night. Pregame 6:30 right here on 92.9 KVRE. Kickoff at 7. And that Cobra spread offense trying to get everything buttoned up, everything working. Of course, coming up the following week, a big Thursday night battle at Cutter. And then, 7-4A action. So the Cobras are just trying to get everything, all the pieces together to make a big playoff push in its first season back in 11-man football.
Mark, we've got some great teams around the region here. And, I believe that several of them could be, of course, week 0, then week 1. And we've got just enough capability to see one of the high school teams that are around this region go all the way, definitely make big runs. And we may see one of them in the state championship. So, hey, we wish the best of luck to all of them.
Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition. You can follow us online, and you can catch us every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. right here on 92.9 KVRE.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you one question?
Yes.
You know what's coming up in the next hour? Arkansas game.
Oh, yeah, kickoff at 11.
Is the Cowboys – just throw me a score. Just throw me a score. Come on. Just give me one. Throw me a score.
I'm going to give you 34-27, Oklahoma State.
34-20. They cover? Wow.
I'm going to give you 34-27.
Okay, 34-27. I'm going out there a little bit further. I'm going 38-24.
Okay.
So Arkansas will make a good showing. But
I think so, too.
Yeah, I think they'll make a good showing. They're going to score.
Yeah.
Petrino's not going to back off. He's not going to back off, and he's got some kids that are out there that can actually make it happen. So I'm going to go, 38,
you can text
24.
the show all week long, 501-915-1300. For Tracy Simpson, I'm Mark Oliver. We'll catch you next week on Sports and Shorts Tailgate Edition.
Right now, fourth quarter is over.